All right. Hello everyone. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. All right, Adetumbi, thank you very much. Patience. Fantastic. Good to be here this evening. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. And as usual, I'm very glad to be here to share one or two things with you this evening. We're going to learn a lot. Um, and you see the power of AI. I also want you to be very, very attentive. Okay, if there is anyone who you think would benefit from a session like this, kindly do well to share them this meeting link so that they can join us. Okay, so I would love to know I would love to know where we are joining from very quickly. Where are you joining from? I'm joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. So let me know. Let me know where you're joining in from. Type it in the chat. 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 Where are you joining us from? Type it in the chat. Anambra State, Lagos State, Gombe State, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Ibadan, Lagos, fantastic one. Okay, great. So, Port Harcourt, Benue State, fantastic one. Good to have each and every one of you here. Okay, so I will be sharing my screen now and we will get started. Okay, we shall get started and we go from there. Okay, we'll get started and then we can go from there. Now, in the course of this session, I'll be displaying a number of materials, which will include my slides. It's also going to include some data sets, videos, and some other materials. So ensure that you fill out the attendance form. It's going to be somewhere in the chat. One of my colleagues would post the attendance form in the chat. So ensure that you fill out the attendance form if you want a copy of my materials. This session is also going to be recorded. Okay, so if you're also interested in getting the recording after the session so that you can replicate whatever it is we do this evening, ensure to fill out the attendance form. It's going to be in the chat. Okay, so that's it in the chat. So ensure to fill it out. Posted by Tolu Lope Ayeni. That's one of my colleagues. So I'm going to share my screen now and you give me a thumbs up once you can spot it. You give me a thumbs up. Okay, I've not shared my screen yet. So, but I'll share it now, okay, so that you can get to see it. All right. Okay, Basi, you're laughing. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen now, okay? So it shows people are excited to be here, okay? Especially Ayobami. Ayobami is very excited to be here. All right. So you should be able to see my screen right about now. Okay. Um, so we are going to build something, okay? We're going to build a portfolio ready AI analytics project, and we're going to do that in a minute. And if time permits us, I'll also show you another project that you will be building, okay? And we'll also discuss, okay, after building projects, what next? What other things do I need to properly enter into the AI career space. Okay, so that's exactly what we'll be discussing tonight. Okay, so brace up. I'm sure you're super excited now. We are currently 34 on the call, now 35 on the call. So if you know anybody that should be here that is not here yet, they're about to miss out. Okay, we're starting now, they're about to miss out. So ensure to let them know that we're starting now. Send them the link, let them join immediately so that they do not miss anything. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now, a little bit about myself. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. I'm an AI specialist. I'm also a data analyst, data scientist, business intelligence analyst, and a top tech trainer. And I wear many hats. Okay, I wear many hats. So, and currently I serve as the head of training here at Analytics Business. The ex COO of Navient Analytics, and I've helped thousands of people, transition into the tech space over the last half a decade. And I've worked cutting across several sectors that would include edtech, healthcare, automotive, supply chain, HR, finance, and so on and so forth. So I work remotely. Okay, so if you're here and you're also looking to be able to work remotely, you are in the right place. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, connect with me on LinkedIn. I would love to meet each and every one of you here today. So a little bit about Analytics Business. We are an edtech firm, and what we do is to focus on helping especially people in the Black community transition into the tech space. We're mainly based in Alberta, Canada, and London, UK. And in the last 6 years now, we are currently celebrating our 60th anniversary. So in the last 6 years now, we've helped over 4,000 persons transition into tech. And we did not do that alone. We did this by engaging 300 plus industry experts. Currently, we have more than 170 full-time employees, and we help people transition across several career paths: data analytics, AI automation, AI for business analysis, cybersecurity. The list goes on and on. And do check out our page. Most of you here may already be following us, so if you're not following us yet, ensure to check out our pages so that you can follow up. Now, quick question, and I want this session to be interactive, so you use the chat box very well. And for those of you who have filled out the attendance form, type done in the chat so that people can see that you have filled out your own, okay, and they should go ahead and fill out theirs as well. If you're wondering where the attendance form is, it's a link and it's inside the chat box. You would see Tolulokwe INE pasting it. So ensure to click on the link and fill out the attendance form. Okay, what you get is my slides, the data set we'll be using today, the recording of this session, and any other extra materials that I have prepared, including the recording. So ensure to fill it out. Okay. All right. Yeah, it should redirect you, patients. Uche responded to your question earlier. The link will redirect you to the attendance form so that you can fill it out. Thank you. So, now, quick question, okay? And I want you guys to answer this question. You want to start a new business. You want to start a new business, and you, of course, especially the charity organization you're running. If you're running a business to make profit, which of these two streets would you set up your shop? Which of these two streets would you set up your shop? Is it the serene one, the one that is very serene, no noise, or this noisy one where people are every single day, thousands of people are passing through the streets? Okay, which one would you set up your shop? Why? Why will you set up your shop in B? For those of you choosing whatever it is that you choose, okay, especially those of you who are choosing B, why would you set it up in B? Why? B is supposed to be noisy, right? B is supposed to be noisy. Why are you choosing B? Your show of customers, fantastic. Adetunbi, fantastic. Now, what you have just seen is the current situation in the AI career space. What you are seeing in B is the current situation in the AI career space. And the people in the streets are the recruiters. Recruiters right now are currently looking to hire people who have AI skills. So, and there are places and there are specific areas you can find these recruiters. So, if you have the skill and you put yourself in the right place, which is B, then you are most likely going to be hired. All right. Now, after a short time, it will become like A. When we get to a saturation point, all the recruiters would leave the street and you will now start seeing AI talents coming to the streets to now beg for jobs. That is when we reach the saturation point. Right now, we're still in the early stages, and we're going to reach that saturation point very, very soon. So, you being here today, you've already taken that first step in the right direction, okay, to putting yourself out there in the right place. So this is the situation right now. Recruiters are the ones in the street and they are looking to hire these sets of people. They're looking to hire these sets of people. So this is the advantage now that you have because you're part of the first movers in the business. And let's talk about the numbers. 72% of employers have reported that, look, it is very difficult for us to fill an AI role right now. And they've reported this across 41 countries. What this means is that there is a massive shortage for AI talent. The number of open roles cannot be filled because the number of people who know how to use AI are not much. And when I say know how to use AI, I'm not talking about just ChatGPT, and we'll get into that very soon. When I say, do you know how to use AI? I'm not saying, do you know how to use ChatGPT? Most people, if you say AI, it is ChatGPT that comes to mind. ChatGPT, I mean, AI goes beyond ChatGPT. Okay? While ChatGPT is a form of AI, AI goes beyond ChatGPT. It is when we say know how to use AI, we're talking about can you build a solution that would help a business solve problems? Can you build a solution that would solve real business problems for institutions and get paid? So that is exactly that is exactly what um, you know, that is exactly what I mean when I say, do you know how to use AI? Okay, that do you know how to use AI? So the demand now is very, very high, and everybody wants you as we're speaking. Across the UK, the shortage is highly significant. It's reported in the UK, also reported in the US, also reported in Canada, and you can click these links to look at the full story. The labor market, especially in the AI field, okay, reports since 2025 has been that look, the kind of things we want people to use AI to build for us, or the kind of problems we want people to use AI to solve for us, we can't find those specific kind of people right now. And the irony is that this story is going to change very quickly. We've seen this pattern happen before. 5 years ago, during the COVID-19 era, we saw it happen. I mean, did I just say 5 years ago? 6 years ago, I beg your pardon. Sometimes I still think we're 2025. Okay, so 6 years ago, we've seen this pattern before, right? During the COVID-19 era. data analytics was booming, you know, all those tech career paths were hotcakes. And then right now, if you want to get in, if you have what every other person has, you are not, I mean, you don't have a case. You can't build a case for yourself and say, I should be the, or I am the best talent to hire for this role. Every recruiter would ask you, why should we hire you? You need to be different. And what's going to make that difference now is AI. Okay, it is AI. Now, we would look at five five things that you must do to achieve breaking into the AI space. We'll look at five of them tonight. And the very first one is you need to learn a high in demand skill. So it's not just AI. You need to articulate and identify the particular AI skill you want to learn. Because it is after you learn that skill, you now open opportunities, you open yourself up to opportunities. Look at the scenario we looked at earlier. You know for a fact that if you are setting up a business, you want to set the business up in a location where there is traffic. All right, traffic of people. In this case, you are learning a skill and you want to position yourself where there is a traffic of recruiters that are looking to hire for that role. Now, that is how you make it easy for yourself to get in. It becomes 10x easier for you to get in compared to any other traditional tech jobs. So, and like I said, these roles, because of that scarcity in talent, they pay very well right now. AI data analytics, AI business analysis, AI automation, these roles are paying very well right now. So let's look at AI for data and HR analytics. Now, AI for data and HR analytics is this. Let's start with data analyst. As a data analyst, your job is to enter into an organization, you get hold of their data, and you convert that data into meaningful reports, visuals, graphics, and insights that decisions can be made based upon. Okay, you facilitate decision making so that the company is always doing the right thing based on data, not based on God's feeling. And for you to be able to do your job as a data analyst, there are several basic tools that you must know, like Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Now, on top of that, to make your work tremendously easier, you need to supercharge it with AI. So even if you're learning Power BI, for example, you want to supercharge it with AI like Copilot, okay? You want to learn tools like Bricks AI, Google AI Studio, and so much more. And so much more. Okay, we'll look at some of them today. You also want to know a little bit of automation so that you can automate reporting systems, you can automate some repetitive tasks that are specific to data analysis. And what you need to know is you need to understand the foundation of data. You need to know Microsoft Excel Copilot and AI assisted analysis, Power BI Copilot, and how to build AI-driven dashboard, enterprise AI analytics, modern AI tools for data analysis, AI automation, and then you do your capstone project. Now, these are some of the tools that you will be using: Zapier, Excel, Power BI, Gamma to create pitch decks. You learn how to use Microsoft Fabric, Quadratic AI, Julius AI, and so many more like that. Again, if you've not filled out the attendance form, ensure to click on the link in the chat. You'd see one of my team members posting the link. So ensure to click the link and fill out the form. All right. So you also have AI automation engineering. Now, AI automation engineering is a very hot cake right now in the AI space. It simply focuses on automating repetitive tasks And how I say it to people is this: anything you can do on your laptop is mostly able to be automated. As long as you can do it on your laptop, you can automate it. So a lot of companies now, a lot of startup founders are looking for people who know how to build automations so that the things they don't have to hire people for, they don't hire people for it. Okay? Even companies that are established now are now hiring automation engineers to help automate some of the repetitive tasks, some of the repetitive documentations that they do. So because of that, right now, it is a highly promising career path for you to look into. And to learn this, you need to know the foundations. You need to know how to use N8N. You need to learn how to build document search and RAG systems. A RAG system, for example, is imagine an AI. You give it you give it a document that contains everything about your business, and then once it has it, it is set up in a way that if a customer asks questions to the AI agent, it can answer based on the content of the document. Now, it's not going to pick a verbatim answer from the document. It would respond like someone who studied the document and then is responding in its own words because it can think. So that is the next level. And the beautiful thing is not even how amazing these projects are. It is the fact that you won't need to write you won't need to learn or write codes to be able to build these systems. You won't need to learn coding. You don't need coding, and you don't even need a coding background. So two things: you don't need a coding background to do this, and you would not be learning to write codes to build these things. So it's a game changer. A lot of people are getting into it right now. And that means that very soon, very fast, and that it is going to get saturated. Okay, so and there are a bunch of tools you'll be learning to use as well: N8N, Streamlit, Zapier, Gemini, and so much more. Okay, and so much more that you can see. So very quickly, let's look at a case study. Let's build something very quickly together. Let's see how time permits us. Okay, so I want us to quickly build something together. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to use AI to do a little bit of data analysis. The analysis we're about to do ordinarily will take you hours to build, but we want to build it in a very short time here tonight. And it's an AI-powered analytics solution for a particular, for the HR department of a particular company. So what they really want to look at is, why are people leaving? Why are people leaving? Why are people leaving the organization? Attrition is a very key metric in HR. Okay, so why are people leaving? Who are the kind of people we have, in our company, right? So, and the company has about 500 plus employees. So, and they need to look into the blind spots. They can't just ignore these things because they're constantly always hiring and hiring. So what is going on? What are the strategies we can use, to retain our staff? So that's what they're looking at. So how many are active? How many have left? What's the overall attrition rate? What department has the highest attrition and all of that? And we don't want to do this manually. We want an AI tool to do it for us. And that AI tool we're going to use is Bricks AI. Bricks AI. Bricks, like this. Bricks AI. So we're going to use Bricks AI to build this the AI powered dashboard. Okay, so we'll use Bricks AI to build the AI powered dashboard. So and to access Bricks AI, you can do that now. You can access Bricks AI now. Okay, so when I share the data set with you, you can then build your own. Okay, so I'm going to go to Bricks AI. So I'll search Bricks AI, BRICKS AI, and then I'll scroll down. Of course, you want to ignore the sponsored results. That's if you have any sponsored results. You want to go to where you have the bricks.com. So I'm going to just share let me share the link with you in the chat so that you can just save it on your history. Okay, so the bricks.com. Okay, the bricks.com. So that is the website. So what you want to first do is to log in. Okay, just log in, click on continue with Google. That's the easiest way, and then choose your Google account. It's that simple. All right. Now, once you're signed in, you know that you have your setup. So later on, you can now come and build your own. So, and it's very easy to build a dashboard. Just get your data set, okay, and stick it in. It is super easy. Can you see? Attach a file and ask AI to create a dashboard. And if you look at this interface, if you've used ChatGPT, you would agree with me that this is very similar to ChatGPT, the interface, right? You type your message and then you send it and then it responds. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why it is very easy to use. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my data set. So I'll click attach file. It's open up my local storage, and I will navigate to where I have the set data set. So I'm going to also share this data set with you. Okay, I'm going to share this data set with you. Okay, I'm going to share this data set with you. So ensure to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already done that. So fill out the attendance form. Only those who fill it out would get a copy of the data set. So I could attach any specifics. I could type any specifics that I want here, but I want the AI to just build the data set for me. So I mean build the dashboard for me. So I have pasted the dashboard, the data set rather. Okay, this is the data set here. You can see Analytics Dummy HR Analytics data set XLSX. So that's the data, that's the Excel file. I'll click create dashboard and I just sit back and watch. I just sit back and watch. All I do is sit back and watch. Okay, and I have my data set being built. I have my dashboard rather being built. Okay. So if you look on the left-hand side now, you see the pairing data. Okay, pairing data, and if you keep an eye on the right-hand side, this area here, you'll notice something happening on this area on the right-hand side. Okay, and on the left-hand side, you see the progress that your dashboard build is making. So currently, it's preparing the data set. Next is to plan the layout of the dashboard and all of that. And then it's to create the blogs to generate insights. So it's not just giving me a bunch of charts and visuals. It's going to generate the insight. Okay. And it will generate a summary and finalize the dashboard for me. And I will be good to go. So let's give it a moment. Okay, let's give it a moment and use this time to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already. If you haven't already, do well to fill out the attendance form. Yes, this is Bricks AI. Okay, this is Bricks AI. Okay, and if we have time, I'll show you another one quickly that that you can use. Okay, so but this is Bricks AI. All right, and sure to I'll take questions after I am done presenting. All right, so if you have any questions, just write it down somewhere in your notes, and when it's time to ask questions, I'll take those questions. All right, so All right, so if you look now, you can see that it has started doing something. Active head count, attrition rate, the average performance, the overtime participation, and monthly hires over time, how many people you hire on a monthly basis. Okay, so there is a month that 10 people were hired in 2022 from the data. Okay, training hours versus performance by department. So project management got the highest number of hours for training, and you can see their average performance. You can see that for the remaining departments. Attrition by department, the number of employees that left by department. But let's wait for it to finish building. Let's wait for it to finish building. I will send you the data set, okay, as part of the materials. Okay. Just ensure you fill out the attendance form. All right. Yes, create an account. Once you create an account, you can use any data set of your choice. For this particular data set, I have it as part of my slide, so you'll get it once I send it. Contingent that you fill your attendance form. So you can see finalizing data, finalizing the dashboard. Now I want us to go through this, okay, so that you can see in minutes what AI has done. Now it is done. They say, is this dashboard helpful for you? Before I answer, let's even see the dashboard. Before I answer that question, let's see the dashboard. HR workforce and attrition overview. Ugochi, you can't see my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up so that Ugochi knows that it is from her own end. So Ugochi, you can leave the call and join the call back. Okay, leave and join back. That should solve the problem for you. The attendance form, the attendance link is in the chat. Okay, one of my team members will paste it again. So for those who are asking for the attendance link, my colleague will paste it in a little bit. Okay, so just hang on. Tolulope is going to paste it now. Okay, so you can see Deborah has pasted the attendance link. So ensure to fill it out now. Now let's look. It has the overview. So this dashboard highlights workforce compositions, hiring and headcount trend, attrition patterns, and productivity indicators. It tracks active employees and payroll scale, shows how hiring and exit shape overall staffing over time, and compares departments on overtime training and performance to pinpoint areas needing attention. Then it has the overall insight. So even before looking at the details of the dashboard, it has outlined the overall takeaways. Company headcount scaled rapidly from 2 employees in January 2017 to approximately 395 by December 2025. So this company has grown tremendously over the years. Overall turnover is concentrated. Customer support has the largest absolute exit, 28, and the highest attrition, 39% of a 71 headcount. And so on and so forth. Training hours do not uniformly predict performance. Okay, so it has seen that regardless of how long you train a particular department, it does not mean it does not directly tie to how well they perform. So what it's trying to say is that training longer does not necessarily indicate better performance. Okay, so differences in training effectiveness by department suggest opportunities to optimize curriculum. So gender composition varies by department. The recent headcount plateaus plus high attrition in key departments, customer support and sales. So you can see all the major insights. Then you now start to see items from the dashboard. You see the headcount, the attrition rate overall, you see the average performance, and you can see this training hours versus performance by department. You can see the key insights right here. You also have the attrition by department, number of people who have exited the company from either department. Even the HR department has people leaving. Can you imagine? The HR needs to look into itself. Can you imagine that, guys? So, but this is the reality. Okay, so workforce by department and gender. So you can see the head count of female and male per department. So just by looking at the chart, you can see um, departments, which department has both the highest number of employees and how the male and female compose amongst them. You can see the insights. You can also see the active headcount trend. So this is how the company has grown over time. All right, this is how the company has grown over time. Mind you, guys, all of this was done by AI in a matter of seconds, which means I can send this report. I can send this report in seconds. And there are other AI tools that you can use as well. You can use Julius AI. Julius AI, yes, Julius, the same Julius that you know, Julius AI. And it's the same way you use it. Can you see Julius AI looks almost the same as the Bricks AI? Okay, but up here you see Julius. So all you need to do is log in and repeat the same thing that we've done. Okay, you paste the same data set and it's going to give you the analysis in minutes. Okay, so when your counterparts are looking for formulas somewhere, you are building with AI. Now, you would still need to, you still need to learn the basics of Excel and the likes, and so on and so forth. Um, but you would not you would not be memorizing formulas, right? You'll be looking at how you can use this thing to uh, to how you can use AI to supercharge your performance. Okay, so this is simply it. You can just upload your file. You can just upload your file. So let's just quickly upload here. You can upload your file here. Okay, and Julius is analyzing. Okay, create an interactive dashboard. Create an interactive HR dashboard. All right. So, and you can see the data set here. So I'm just gonna send that, and it's gonna start creating the dashboard for me. See running steps, and here it uses Python codes to actually build this thing. So it's actually gonna build this using Python. So I don't need to know how to write Python codes. I'll leave that for the AI. The AI does all the work, and I just focus on what are the results and how can we use the information I get from the data set to make decisions. So if you give it a minute now, it's going to generate the visual, it's going to generate everything that we need to see HR dashboard. So it's generating, and you can see it has successfully generated the dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to click publish. Okay, so I'm going to click publish. So I'll visit it. All right. Okay, and here you can see I have created this dashboard using Julius AI in how many seconds, guys? Were you counting? Was anybody counting? You were not even counting. You were not even counting. Before you started counting, the dashboard has been built. So, and you can see the same attrition rates, the average salary, the average satisfaction rate, the attrition by department, the performance rating. This is the salary distribution, between 200K and 1 million plus, and you can see the filtered employee record. So you can actually go to, an employee record. So you can create this with Julius AI and just share the link, okay, with your supervisor, right, or the CEO. I can click on a particular department and the whole dashboard will filter and show me information for just that department. Okay, I can say, okay, I want to see the ladies in the finance department. Okay, so I have 32 ladies in the finance department, right? And I can see how much they are earning, what their names are, and so on and so forth. So um, this is where we are right now with AI, and AI keeps getting smarter and smarter. Okay, now before we go into some of the other things that um, some of the other things that hold on, let me see. I think I should be able to share this with you so that you can take a look at the dashboard too. Okay, so this is the Julius AI link, so you can take a look at that. Sandy built it in like what, 3 seconds thereabout, and you want to make changes to it, you can say, oh, change this that, and it's gonna change it. Okay, so that is that about that. Now let me also show you, for those of you who will be considering AI automation as well. AI automation, you want to build something like a WhatsApp automation that business owners can use to process orders and store information. And also, they can ask this AI, oh, how much have I sold so far? And the AI will tell them on all everything on WhatsApp. Okay, this is one of the projects you'll be building. Okay, this is one of the projects you'll be building here with us at Tenalytics Business. For those of you who will be joining the automation um, AI automation program. So what I'm going to do now is I'll share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. All right, and I will show you. I will show you the demo of that particular project. So this is, you're going to see Alim. Alim is one of the facilitators, one of the experts here at Tenalytics Business, specifically for the AI automation track. Okay, and I want you to briefly hear from him. Okay.
Presentation so far. So I've also learned from this section, right? Competency over credentials. Competency over credentials. All right. So this is a take home for me personally, right? So without wasting much of our time, I'll just jump into sharing my screen and walk us through the project I'm to showcase here this evening. So if you can hear Alim loud and clear, kindly give me a thumbs up. All right, thank you, Jimo. Thank you, Dari. Thank you, Adiza. All right, so my screen is up. We have built a solution for Mama Grace Minimart. What do they want? They want to add a system on WhatsApp that they can upload their receipt. The AI extracts the information on their receipt, log it on a database, and they can come and find out information later on using the same WhatsApp. All right. So instead of having a sale register, a sale journal, where you have a long rule writing every day, you have an automated WhatsApp system where you can upload your receipt. The AI extracts the receipt, and you can come to the WhatsApp and verify every information on the database. All right. So this is the solution. Like I said, my name is Alim Abdulwasiu. I am an AI automation engineer, and I'm happy to be doing this with Adiza this evening. All right, so the solution, you can see we have a receipt on my screen. So the solution is we receive the receipt on WhatsApp. The AI extracts the data. The AI saves the record on a database, and we can ask questions later on. So you can see that we're not using sales register anymore. We're not using a sales journal. So we have automated the process. All right, so I'll walk you through the end-to-end solution, which is what you can see on my screen right now. So confirm you can see the solution by giving me a thumbs up, a reaction. All right, Samson. All right, so this solution works in 3 forms. All right, we can upload the receipts there, and we can use the voice to interact with the system, as well as use text to also interact with the system. So that's why you are seeing a switch here that switch to the system based on the input. Are you uploading the receipts? Are you using a voice to interact with the system? or are you using a text to interact with the system? All right, so without wasting much of our time, I'll just publish this workflow by hitting on the publish up here. All right, and publish this workflow. All right, so you can see we have the workflow publishing right now. All right, amazing. All right, so we have a WhatsApp here at the end here, which is going to give us a verification, a clarification message that your receipt has been uploaded successfully on the database. We have a WhatsApp here, which is going to show us that your input from WhatsApp is audio, so you have an audio output. So we also have the WhatsApp here that tells that your input is text from the WhatsApp, you have a text output. All right, so Mama Grace can now, she don't need to have a much knowledge of tech. She can just interact with this using any of these words input. All right, so I will just share my WhatsApp. All right, let me share my WhatsApp. All right, so this is now my WhatsApp coming up. Confirm you can see the WhatsApp for Mama Grace Minimart by giving me your best of reaction. All right, thank you very much. All right, so Mama Grace can just use this platform to interact with her business. All right, so what does she need to do first? She can come and ask this system and say, hi, and hit enter. So you wait for the output from the AI system. What is the output right now? This is a text input. So we get a what? A text output. Hello, how can I assist you with Mama Grace Minimart today? All right, so we can just upload a receipt, right? Let's say I want to upload a receipt right now. So I will select this receipt and I will upload this receipt right now. All right, upload. All right, so the AI is going to extract every information from this receipt, and there will be an acknowledgement message coming up after the AI has received this receipt. All right, so we are waiting for the what? Acknowledgement message. All right, so you can see that we have an acknowledgement message that said received processed successfully. All right, date, total amount, cashier that that pulled the sales record, the customer name, the receipt have been what? Saved successfully. So instead of Mama Grace to use a sales register to be using pen and pencil to impute this, she can just upload a receipt and it go into the what? Into the database. All right, so the next thing is you may want to come and ask with voice and say, what is the balance from cash sales customer? All right, when you put this into the what? The input, you get an audio output, which means Mama Grace can interact either way around. All right, so we are expecting the audio output. All right, so you can see we now have an audio output. So I'll play this up now.
The balance from cash sales customer is day 0. The most recent cash sale had a total amount of $29,000, which was fully paid.
I hope you saw what just happened. Amazing. So we use a word, a text, I will get text output. We use a voice, I will get voice output. Now we can also upload another receipt and say, let's upload another receipt. All right, so this solution right now has saved Mama Grace from knowing how to write and even, buying a sales register or a sales journal. So imagine. So we're waiting for an output, acknowledgement output. All right, receipt processed successfully. You can see that we have total amount 20,950. Cashier is Bolanle Yusuf. The customer is A Okafor. So we can say what is the balance from A or Carrefour. All right, so we expect the AI to give us A or Carrefour's balance. All right, so you can see the balance from A or Carrefour. All right, so this is the solution we have offered to Mama Grace Minimart. All right, using text, you get a text output. Using voice, you get a what? A voice output.
All right, so that was an AI automation project, and that is exactly what you will be building. One of the things, okay, tip of the iceberg, um, which you'll be building in the AI automation, track of things. So now, without wasting more time, again, if you've not filled out the attendance form, ensure to fill it out. Okay, you get the recording of the session, you get my slides, you get the data set that I used, everything. Okay, so now, beyond just learning the right skill, okay, which is very, very important, you need to understand that there are people who have also done this before. Olusegun Agbolade, this guy started his career with a finance background. He worked with a logistics company somewhere in Lagos, and then he said, "You know what? I want more than this. I want to do more than this." Right? And then that was how he stumbled upon our program, just the way you also did. And then he joined us November 2025 for 2 months. He learned for 2 months. The program is for 2 months. Okay, and he completed it in January 2026. And then as he was completing his program, he got a job working remotely for a Canadian brand. Now you think that's the end of the story. No, it gets more interesting. He worked with them on contract for 4 months, and then once he was done with that contract, he didn't even want a permanent job anymore. He went and set up his very own AI consultancy firm. Right now, as we speak, Olusegun Agbolade is the founder and CEO of Luxurian AI Studio. All of this happened within the space of 6 months. 2 months for learning, 4 months he worked, and then ever since he set up his own AI firm. Now, the second thing you want to do is you need to learn the skill the right way. This is part of what Olusegun also did. Learning the right way. What does this mean? It means you need to learn by doing the real work. You saw the project I just did. You need to be able to build something like that and put it inside of your portfolio. I'll show you what a portfolio looks like in a bit. You do that and you put it in your portfolio, and that is how you show competence. That is how you show experience. You learn by doing the real work. For example, you want to become a mechanic, you need to get your hands dirty in a workshop. If you want to become a tailor, you need to get your hands dirty, and stitch some clothes, some garments, right? It's the same with learning AI and learning tech. You need to get your hands dirty, do the real work. You can't read up a textbook or watch a bunch of videos alone and call yourself a tech professional, right? And as you are doing that, you're also showcasing your work on LinkedIn and on your portfolio. And let me show you what a portfolio looks like. I'm going to show you what a portfolio looks like. Now, this is a project portfolio. Okay, I'm going to send you the link in the chat so that you can also look at it. Okay, let's first go to the home page. So the portfolio belongs to one of our students, Anekef Chimere Frank. He recently got a job. He got a job in the month of June 2026. Chimere Frank was a fresh graduate. He was at the point of completing his NYSC when he stumbled upon Tenalytics business, and then he registered. This was the portfolio he was able to build while with us. Of course, we gave him the resources to be able to build it. And the best part about this portfolio is that you don't need any coding background to build it. You can build this portfolio in about 1 hour, 30 minutes, okay, without any coding. No coding, just drag and drop here and there, and for free. You host and publish it for free. It's going to be live for free. You won't need to continue to pay any monthly subscription to keep the website live. And it's such a, you build it in such a way that you have your you know, an overview of yourself, and you have a button that says view my portfolio. When a recruiter clicks on it, it takes them to the next page, which is where your project will be sitting pretty. And apart from screenshots of your project, you'll also add links, interactive links to your projects. So these interactive links, this is where a recruiter would come and say, okay, let's look at this. They'll click on the link and it will take them, it will redirect them to the actual project, and you can see exactly, you can interact with the exact project Frank built. Frank may be sleeping. So imagine this is yours. You are sleeping, and a job you applied to, or because you have this on your LinkedIn, the recruiter goes there and they are able to see everything you built. They will be so eager to speak with you. They will be wishing you have not taken another recruiter's offer before speaking with you. So this is the dashboard. This particular dashboard was talking about smoking health risks and how smoking affects different parts of the body, different organs in the body, and at different ages, how it affects these organs. Okay, and if you look on the left-hand side here, you see slicers or buttons, let me call it buttons, okay, that you can use to filter the dashboard. Currently, we're looking at how smoking affects the heart. What if we want to see for kidney? So I can click on kidney and the whole dashboard would, you know, update, and it will show me only information for kidney. What if I want to see for lungs? How does smoking affect the lung? I just click on lungs and you can see the data changes again and shows me the information for lungs. And this particular project was built in Power BI, okay, but he was able to post it online. A lot of people learn how to use Power BI and don't even know how to, you know, take the project online, that to allow people to interact with it like this without having to open Power BI. So these are things that you need. If you don't have this kind of thing, there is no way a recruiter is hiring you. So you need it, right? Number 3 is that, and yeah, before I go to number 3, you'll be working on somewhere between 10 to 15 projects over the course of the 2 months that you be with us, okay? So a lot of projects, and the projects are based on real world scenarios. And these projects, you'll be able to speak about them as job experience. And speaking about job experience, you need to gain foreign experience. Now, gaining foreign experience is not rocket science. We have the perfect setup. How did we make this happen, or how do we make this happen? So if you remember at the beginning, if you were here at the beginning of my presentation, okay, we are registered and accredited in both the UK and Canada. And our accreditation are some of the most powerful accreditation you find in North America and Europe. ACTD, which is the American Council of Training and Development in North America. And then we have the CPD accreditation, which is the Continuous Professional Development in the UK. What that does for you is this. By the time you get into an interview, those projects you built in class no longer become just a mere classwork. They now become your work experience. So you're not saying, oh, I built this in class. You are saying, I solved a problem and I built a solution for a client when I was in the analytics business. That is how to do it. And of course, you would have your portfolio there as your evidence to show for this. Okay, now this is how you convince recruiters that are looking for, you know, people working remotely from Africa, from Nigeria, that you are good for the job and you have the requisite experience working with organizations in this region. So Tenalytics will serve as that for you. So it's not just you learning something, you gaining experience as you are doing that. Okay? It is you gaining experience as you are doing that. Number 4, you need to know where and how to apply to jobs. Okay, and this goes beyond just scouting for jobs online and clicking apply and then filling out the form and you're looking for the next one. No, there are also some insider information. For example, there are startups, especially in the North American region, said especially in the North American region, that they don't even know that they need an AI automation engineer or a data analyst that is AI enabled. They don't know. So how do you reach such startup? There are insider information on how to do that. So when others are applying to only jobs they see, you are not only doing that, okay? Others are limiting themselves to that. You are creating your own opportunities by directly reaching out to the founders of the startups and getting their attention in the right way. You are creating your own opportunity yourself. So these are insider information that not many people know about. And there are so many job boards as well that you can get opportunities. Some of them I did not even include them here, like Crossover. It's not here on my slide. Micro1.ai, jobgetter.com, Outlier. Even if Outlier is not available in Africa, there are ways to go around it. So much more like that. We also subscribe to some paid job boards. So occasionally we bring you some hot links and ask you to apply. We even have a dedicated day during the training. All right. So during the training, there is a day that is set aside and is just for applying to jobs. That's Wednesday evenings, just for applying to job. And last but not the least, you will always need a reference. If you've done all the things that we've talked about so far and you don't have someone to vouch for you, 0. Okay? And recruiters are always fond of asking you to provide someone who can stand for you. And by virtue of the fact that you have Tenalytics business as one of your experiences, okay, you can always come to us and ask for a professional reference. Okay, so this is Chimere Frank's reference. All right, the same person that owns the portfolio I shared with you earlier. So this was the reference letter I wrote for him May 28th, and he got the job the following month. Okay, he got called for the job the following month. This is Chimere Frank. I've already told you his story. And the link to his testimonial is down here. So when you get my slide, I would love you to click on this link and listen to Chimere Frank speak. Okay, this is Esther. Esther recently got a job, I think sometime in April. Okay. Sometime in April. I think she was still in the program when she got the job. She got the job in April. She had not completed her program when she got a job as an AI data collection and video data annotation specialist. Okay, and you can see her, you can watch her testimonial here. When you get my slide, you just click on this and you can watch her testimonial. And there are so many of them like that. Okay, Pavel was a teacher based in Cameroon and was planning on traveling to the US. And then he said, you know what, I don't want to go to the US and do care jobs or drive a truck or do the menial jobs. I want to be able to do well even if I'm in the US. I don't want to teach anymore. Okay, and that was how he joined our program, and he was able to land himself a job as a healthcare data analyst in the US. Bukola had a background in HR, and by the time all was said and done, Bukola got 2 offers from US-based companies, 2. Okay, and we've seen this with so many other people. Ahmed, that's his reference letter there. You have Zulai, that's her reference letter over there. You also have Ade, also his reference letter. All those three were from the European region, from the NHS specifically. So, and the thing is, you don't need a computer science degree. You don't need to know how to code or to learn how to code. And there is no age cap for this. There is no cap. There is no, oh, after the age of 70, you can't do this anymore. As long as you can understand the words that I'm saying and you can operate a laptop. You can operate a laptop. You know how to boot up a laptop. You can find your way to Google Chrome and browse on a laptop. You are good to go. Okay, you are good to go. And we've had young stars also in our program. There was a lady that enrolled her son. Her son was 19 years old, and she said the reason she's enrolling her son is because she wants her son to be ahead of his peers by the time he graduates from school. And currently we have a student that is over 60 years of age. And when we told him, God, he was skeptical and said, will I be able to do this? Are you sure I'll be able to do this? And I told him, look, you can do this, but we need you to do one thing for us. And he said, what's that? And we told him that if you have any issues, ensure to be very proactive in your communication. And ever since he's been communicating, and he's currently up to speed with his program. Okay, so he had his issues, but because he communicated, we're able to spot those issues very quickly, and we bring him up to speed. So regardless of your age, you'll be able to learn this because it does not involve coding. All right, now we are in the scarcity premium era. Okay, so recruiters are still bubbling the streets looking for people who can do this. Very soon, the market will fill up because it is easy to learn. Everybody's grandparents, aunties and uncles would have learned how to do this. Okay, and by the time that happens, which is by what you can see on my screen, predicted to happen very, very soon, we get into the saturation point. And when it is saturated, you know what happens. Okay, when it is saturated, you know what happens. It becomes a baseline. Okay, even if you now have more people who are learning how to do this, okay, even if there are more jobs, as the jobs are coming, people are taking it. So AI skills now becomes the baseline. You having it no longer differentiates you anymore. So this happened during the COVID-19 era with some other tech skills. Now it is happening in the AI era, specifically with the AI skills. And because of the nature of what we need to do to learn it, because it does not involve coding, it is very easy to get in. Okay, even easier now because it does not involve, because the recruiters are looking for people right now. There's a huge gap. So ensure to get in now before it's too late. The program is for 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Okay. You start from the foundations and then you start building projects all through. In these 8 weeks, it is structured like this. You'd have classes Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That is where you build projects. Only on Saturdays. You build projects on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then on top of your classes on Saturdays, you'll have extra materials that would include, some basics that will prepare you ahead of the next class. And in some cases, you'll also have extra projects to build in those extra materials on your LMS via our website. Then we also meet with you during the week, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday night. Tuesdays is for you to ask questions based on the previous class, any gray area you are having. We call it the technical support session. You ask your questions in that session and get clarity. Wednesdays, like I said earlier, is strictly for applying to jobs. So every week, you must apply to a particular job. Okay, you must apply to jobs, not even one. because we'll bring the links and then we would apply to the jobs together. And if you have any questions during the application process, we are there for you to ask those questions. And then Thursdays, we send that out for mentorship sessions. Okay, and all of these sessions, we'll record them as it's happening. As you're attending it, we'll record it and also provide the recording to you via the LMS, the Learning Management System here at Tenalytics Business. And outside of this schedule, you would also have your WhatsApp group where you can easily reach out if you have any issues. So you have everything to your favor. Everything has been lined up for you to be able to make this a reality. Everything has been lined up for you to be able to make this a reality. And you can get in now ahead of the 5th of September 2026, okay, which is when our September cohort is starting. Okay, 5th September 2026, our September cohort is starting. And for tonight, I have just 10 slots. 10 slots, only 10 special slots. Okay, I have 10 special slots tonight. Okay, for people who want to get started, only 10 slots are available. And for you to get started, the actual price is 360,000 naira. But I am offering you the webinar price to be 199,000 naira, and you can split it into 2 parts. Okay, if you go to the website, you get it for 280,000 naira. That's the least you can get it for. But I am using my own webinar to give 10 people this special offer, 199,000, and all you need to secure your own spot tonight is 99,000 naira. So with 99,000 naira, you can secure your spot tonight, and you know that you are getting started and you're part of those who I will be working with. So I have 10 slots, and that is my phone line there. Okay, and I'm going to put in the link for you to register. I'll give you the link in the chat, please. Click on only the link that I am pasting. If you click on any other link, you don't see my name dropping the link, and you click on any other link, you would not get it at my webinar price. Okay, so I'm going to drop the webinar link. Okay, the webinar price link in the chat. So I'm dropping it now. Okay, so this is the webinar, Muhammad webinar price link. Okay, so that is it in the chat. I have just put the webinar link in the chat. Now, if you click on the webinar link, okay, the webinar link, you will see this page that I have on my screen. Okay, you see this page that I have on my screen. All right, exclusive pricing made for you. You won't see this normally on our websites. Okay, so this is just for this webinar, special offer. So as long as you're in this webinar and you are locking your spot down tonight, you would have access to pay 99,000 naira to start. Okay, 99,000 naira. So you look at any of the programs of your choice. Today we've talked about AI automation and AI for data analytics. So let's assume I'm going for AI automation. I'll click on view offer. View offer. Now, once I click on view offer, I go to step 2, which is I choose my cohort. So I won't have the liberty of choosing September or October. So you can say, okay, I don't want to miss out on this discount, but I'm not available to start September. I want to start October. You can choose October. The choice is yours. I'll choose September for this demo. And then you see the total price is 199, but you're paying 99,000 first. So you click on that, and then you scroll down and click on claim this offer. Now, when you click on claim this offer, it will then take you to the Paystack checkout page, and you can transfer, you can make a bank transfer to the details you see on your own screen. This is generated uniquely. So you see your own unique payment checkout detail, and all you need to do is to process the transfer. Once you have processed the transfer to this, all you need to do is to send me a DM ASAP, 0703 215 8619. You can see my number on the screen. That's it right there. 0703 215 8619. Only 10 slots for tonight. Only 10 slots for tonight. Only 10 slots for tonight. So at this point, I'll be taking questions. Okay. I'll be taking questions. If you have any questions for me, you can use the raise hand icon like so. And I will call your name and you will be able to unmute and speak with me. I'll call your name and then you unmute and speak with me. Okay, so we have only 8 slots left. Okay, so 2 has gone. As of right now, we have only 8 slots left. So Samuel Jask is asking, are the AI tools free to use? Yes. How much is the cost? Is it only people that have laptop? So you need a laptop for this because your facilitator will be using a laptop to teach you, and you would also need a laptop for the real job. Okay, remember, you learn by doing the real work. So you need a laptop for this, Richard. So let me know if you have a laptop, okay? And I'll tell you if the laptop can work. Okay, I'll tell you if the specification meets the minimum that can work. Okay, can we get the recording, Adiola? Yes, you can get the recording if you fill the attendance form. If you don't, you would not be getting it. You've only spoke about AI automation and data analytics. Yes, so this session was only for those 2, Victoria. I couldn't fill the form. Jackson, I hope you've been able to now fill the form. Okay, you can read the remaining message after the form link, and you get your directive. How much is the cost again, Sadia? I've already answered that. Are we getting the recording? Okay, so added to be you. Okay, I have added to me and Victoria, so I'm going to allow you on mute now, but you can only unmute when I call your name, please, so that we are orderly here. Okay, so that we are orderly here. So added to me, you have the microphone. You can ask your question. 3 spots are gone. Okay, so congratulations to those 3 people. All right, so let's have you added to me.
Okay, sir. I wanted to ask that how effective or efficient will be the combination of business analysis and data analysis. I'm currently running the business analysis course. I've registered for the data analysis in October. So I just want your professional advice and wisdom, because I know you have years of experience in this field, so that you